Welcome back to 5 Minute Knives, the channel that lives and dies by the fixed blade. Today, we're going to talk about a knife that's been featured on the channel multiple times, a staple of the channel, and this is the White River 3.5 Firecraft Pro. And you guys have seen this on the channel before, but I wanted to give a shout out to my customer Donnie for sending this one in. Thanks for the business, bud. And he wanted an OD green front with an hunter orange back, hunter orange washers, and a combat loop. You guys probably know these as tech locks, even though they're not. Similar though. Anyway, there she be. A couple of snake bites. You see this line that goes here on all my sheaths? Some of you guys may have noticed that. That's because I actually cut off the tape here and then put a layer of tape here. Then I make another layer of tape from here to here. And the reason I do that is to actually make the retention on the tip of the knife a little tighter than the rest of the sheath. And it's actually worked out really well. You do get that little line, but it's got some function to it. There's a reason for my madness. Anyway, here's the knife itself. You've seen this one before, and this is pretty interesting. It's got a little spot for your ferrule rod here to throw your sparks. And she's got a little ring here, and it does fit my pinky, which I do find myself using when I'm just kind of hanging on to it, but I wouldn't try to use it with gloved hands. I'd stay out of that. And there's plenty of room without, by the way. Jimping on the top of the spine here. Now, this one is in the MagnaCut variety, and I don't have a lot of experience with MagnaCut, so I'm not going to really speak on the durability of that, but you can find them in MagnaCut for about $1.79, somewhere in there. 3.5-inch blades, something like that, I think. Somewhere in there. I'm just kind of freeballing it. Stonewash finish. You can get them in S35 VN steel as well for about $1.50, and that's a steel I'm very familiar with and really like a lot, by the way. I'm cool with S35 VN. I actually really like the handles. You got enough texture here to grab onto, but they're kind of thin in every dimension. It's designed to be a lightweight companion. Here's the sheath that it came with, and I don't know what it is about White River and making crappy sheaths, but boy, they like to make a crappy sheath. There's a bit of wobble in here that I can feel. Not a rattle, a bit of wobble. I can feel some movement, but this is serviceable. Here's the clip it comes with. It's fine, kind of genero. And again, like I said, when you attach a clip, when you attach your scout carry clips from the bottom side, like in your taco sheaths, for example, you run the risk of something catching this. And when that happens, this pulls. And I've gotten into arguments in the comments section with people that apparently know more about sheath making than I do. I mean, I only own a sheath company. What do I know? But that being said, something can get in there and pull on this and put really a lot of force on the bottom here on these eyelets. But it's very rare that it happens. So as far as the sheath itself, check this out. So I'm an arm wrestler and I can close the 300-pound grips now for reps. I can do 4 to 6 reps of that. So I got the old hydraulic mitts. This is really tough for me to get out. So the only company I can think of that makes crappier sheaths than White River is Cold Steel. They make the worst. But I shouldn't complain, because if it wasn't for Cold Steel and White River, there goes most of my business right there. You guys keep me in business, because White River actually makes really amazing knives, as does Cold Steel, hit or miss, but Cold Steel has some really cool designs that we want to try out. White River, I have never seen a crappy White River knife. Every single White River knife that has ever come through my shop has been something that has impressed me. I could see the value in it. I don't think that it's too expensive for what you're getting. They make quality knives. Big time. It seems like the sheaths are an afterthought. And everybody screams about Kydex. They want Kydex, so White River's like, okay, here's Kydex for you. Not all Kydex is the same. And so we made him a solid sheath for a solid knife. Here's the retention. She is in there, bud. And it's solid retention. I mean, I kept this kind of stronger retention. And if it is too much for you, go ahead and take off this hardware here, and you can take a, hair dryer. I recommend to the back, so you don't make glazing on the sheath and kind of screw up how pretty she is. But I kept it kind of stronger retention. You just use the thumb ramp here. By comparison, it's very, very light compared to the White River, but it's still a strong retention, no rattle of any kind. This is a solid sheath. And I think that's what Donnie wanted, because in the White River video I made, the last one, there was a solid sheath. So he saw that video and then ordered a sheath. I assumed he wanted more of the same. Plus, with this little divot that's right here, it's actually a pain in the butt. I have to make a little bit of blocking to go in there that's flush. And it's just this tiny little piece, and I just have to take this MDF board and kind of hold it there and not grind off my fingertips while I make this little bit. And came out really nice, but you can see that little bit of blocking that I put in there. And that's why it's got such a smooth draw now. See? Nice. No rattle. Everything's gravy. The knife fits really well in my medium-large mitts. Not too shabby. 3 and 5-inch blade looks like to me. I didn't even look it up this time. I have another video where I go into the specs. G10 handles. I really love the Papa Orange here. Just as you can see, I got like an orange thing going. They say orange is the happy color. I agree. Orange makes me happy. But what do you guys think? I know it's a bit of a wham-bammer, but just wanted to say hi to Donnie. Also, the other thing too that I really love, the handle's so light on this, it balances perfectly when you put this on the shelf. So I think that's a really nice presentation. Remember, most of the time you own these knives, you're not going to be wearing them or using them. They're just going to be sitting there. So if it sits in a pretty way, that's actually a bonus. If you ask me, I think it's kind of cool. Really nice knife. Donnie, thanks for sending this one in. The other thing too is I noticed some folks really get a kick out of seeing their knives on YouTube, featured on YouTube. I don't know if Donnie's that way, he didn't mention it, but I can tell you for a fact that I've sold sheaths I wouldn't sell by saying, oh yeah, I'll put this on YouTube. And now I have customers saying, hey, can you please make a video? So I try to when I can, and I squeak this one in. I know it's information light, but you guys know this knife. We've gotten into it in the past. Magna cut variety. This thing's a beast, I guarantee it. I really love the stonewash finish that they put over there at White River. There's the old Firecraft logo. And we got White River. I mean, just a really nice knife from a great company who just happens to make pretty crappy sheaths. It's my only beef with them. As a matter of fact, if White River wants to contact me, if you guys watch this or whatever, I'll give you wholesale pricing. I'll make your sheaths for you. And we could have quite the racket. It could keep me busy for a long, long time. I'll hire an apprentice or two, and I'll expand. I can scale up as needed. If these companies ever want to hit me up, I can help them out with their sheaths, because it seems like sheaths are the big problem in the knife industry, which is so funny because it's just this little piece of plastic. You can't get this right. That you got to test them. I understand. You got like a little drainage hole. In theory, it looks sound. You got your, little ferro rod connected there. Fine. By the way, bud, you can take this off and put it on this if you want. No big deal. What do you guys think of the knife industry, and why do they suck at sheath making? That's something that I can't wrap my head around, because even us small timers, we can make a nice sheath. I mean, I get that they're all handmade, but a lot of the knives are hand ground. So it's like, hire a sheath maker or two to pump these things out and just get somebody on quality control to make sure that they didn't make something wonky. Just like anything else, but I think a lot of this stuff is automated and CNC cut, so, maybe it hurts their bottom line and prices have to go up, but I think a lot of you guys would pay a little extra for a really well-made sheath. I know, because I have a whole company around you sending me knives to have the sheath made. So my sheaths range anywhere from like $50 to $75, somewhere in there. What if, this company absorbed maybe $30 of that, figured out a way to streamline it with a couple of guys, and the prices went up $30 for a really great sheath. I bet you'd pay it. I know I would, minus my company, let's take that out of the equation. But I don't know. They should just really just like step up a little, I think, because this is a fantastic company with great knives that I love, and their sheaths suck. Anyway, my 2 cents, a little bit of a rant at the end there, but it's been on my mind for a while, and I know it's been on your minds because I keep hearing from you guys about it. That's it for that. Check out the playlist that I'm going to leave at the end of this video. Compare this to other EDC fixed blades, and let me know what you think after you watched a few videos, and I will see you guys next time right here on 5 Minute Knives.